other question. Have you ever fallen asleep to avoid an argument?
Mission impossible.
Mission impossible. The question is, when are the children coming? So, hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, welcome. So in today's video we are finally doing the husband tag video, as you guys requested it on Instagram. You sent me some questions which I've got in front of us right now, and yeah, we're just gonna get right into it. Right, so the most asked question that we got was how, when and where did you meet? You need to go first, don't you? Yeah. Okay, so we met, it was 9.5 years ago roughly. We actually, the place where we first met or we came across each other was actually on Twitter. I used to love to debate on Twitter, and he would quite often get involved or react to something I was saying or laugh, slide in the DMs. And and then I was helping out at an event at Café de Paris, and he was also at that event. So that's where we actually met in person. I mean, I can sort of let you tell that part if you want.
Yes, so what she said, we initially started it online via Twitter, and if I'm honest with you, it was because we had some kind of, well, she used to always love to debate on social media.
Yep.
And obviously because of her debating, I was also another person that liked to debate as well. So somehow we kind of interacted from there. And I remember also just messaging her and saying to her, oh, that was funny. Whatever she said at the time, I actually thought it was funny. Then we actually first met at an event, as she said, in Café de Paris in Central. Literally, if I'm honest with you, from there was our first interaction. Or shall I say, that's when I first approached her.
Face to face.
Yeah.
So, leads on to the next question, which was, what was your first impression of your wife and what attracted you to her?
So basically this one's directed at me. Okay,
This is wife.
My first impression of my wife. If I'm honest with you, when I first saw her at this event, because yes, we were both in the industry at the same time.
Yeah.
My first impression was that I thought, if I'm honest with you, that she was already taken. In other words, married, settled down with kids, etc. But I was battling myself in my head. So I remember actually being with some of my boys as well, and then I said, you know what, how she carried herself was the first one that drew her close, well, me close to her, shall I say. So that just spoke to me in many ways, how she carried herself and how she was literally just standing, you know, because I remember how she was standing, that just literally brought the physique, you know.
Oh!
So just saying, but it wasn't that, just that, should I say. So I think then I had to make my move where I told myself, no, don't go to her. Yes, go to her, don't go to her. And then I actually went to her and I said to her, do you remember me from Twitter?
He did.
And that was a way for me to plant the seed.
Yes.
And that seed got planted. And then what happened?
And here we are.
Exactly.
Okay, so next question is, how did you know she was the one, and vice versa? If
I'm honest with you, again, I said it earlier on, for me it was how you carried yourself, and that was professionally, especially in the environment that we were in as well. So that automatically drew my attention there as well, and especially where we were as well, there was a lot of people just, you know, attention seeking,
industry vibes.
Exactly.
You know how it is.
And if I'm honest with you, at that time as well in my life, I was in a place where I wanted to actually settle down and just take things serious as well. And literally from there, if I'm honest with you, it was a sign. You know, it was a sign for me. I always say this, it was a sign from God, you know, God sent. So, and I genuinely say this from a place where it was spirit-led, you know, and even for me to even battle myself to actually make the first move to go and plant that seed, it was something. Because for me, if I'm honest with you, I was a bit prideful, still a bit prideful, but
a little bit shy too.
Yes, so something said to me, go and plant that seed, and I literally made my move from there.
He actually says to me from then that he knew from that one night when he approached me, I don't know how, but he said God told him, right?
Spirit led.
For me, how did I know he was the one? I knew much later on. This is when we'd already been speaking for months as friends, and I sort of thought, is this more than a friendship? Because we literally spoke every single day, sometimes all through the night, but there was never any flirting or any of that. It was literally a friendship, and we had so many things in common. So apparently to him it wasn't, but to me it was a friendship. And so it was later on, we actually as friends spent New Year's Eve together, / New Year's, and we went to church. And I think it was after that day, and I was like, oh, is this more than a friendship? Because at that point I said, I'm not getting into a relationship. The next relationship I get into, I'm getting married, and that's it. So I didn't really want to waste my time in a relationship that wasn't going to end up being marriage. So anyway, so I sort of knew from quite early on, really, from when we actually discussed how we were starting to feel about each other, I knew pretty much. So off the back of that, just a very quick story on how we actually went from being friends to married. So very quickly, we were friends for a few months. We would speak every single day, all the way through the night sometimes, but literally no flirting, nothing of that. We were just friends. So I thought, he would even like test me and ask me about other girls, but I know now that was to see how I'd react, but at the time I was just...
That was a good seed to plant, by the way.
I was just giving him advice as a friend. Anyway, time went on, we spoke, got to know each other. I was really keen to become a born-again Christian at the time, and he had just been saved. So we basically used to speak a lot about God. And then I remember when I eventually did get saved, he was literally the first person that I wanted to call, because I was so excited to tell him it happened. You know, I went to church and I felt led to do it. We also love to dance to Kizomba, or Zouk as he calls it. And I'd never met anyone that wasn't either Portuguese, Angolan, or from Cape Verde, or Brazilian, that liked to dance to Kizomba. So yeah, that was another thing we really had in common, and we both danced really well together. Like I could follow his pace and he could follow mine, and it just worked. So with time we built a connection. Eventually I was sort of like, God, is this more than a friendship? Because I don't know, is this normal in a friendship where you spend that much time talking to each other? So it was kind of feeling like a relationship, but without everything in it, basically. There was no flirting, there was none of that.
It was a good way, man.
Anyway, it was a good way, because definitely a base for any relationship should be friendship. And then I said, well, God, if this is more than a friendship, give me a sign, but like a really bold one that I can't ignore. I kid you not, the next day this one calls me up and says, do you want to come out to the cinema today? Bearing in mind, he had never ever asked me to go anywhere. That was the first time. So I was like, oh, wow, okay, there's my sign. And then, yeah, it just went from there, really. And here we are.
Ta-da!
Very quick story on how we got together. Right, next question. Where was your first date?
Where was our first date?
We didn't have one.
No, we didn't have a first date.
Because of how it rolled from a friendship, and we'd already been, not really places together, I guess you could say the cinema, even though we were just friends.
If I'm honest with you, how to break that down? In terms of first date, we didn't have a first date. No. How it felt like was like literally every single day that we met or spoke was like we were dating, if that makes sense, without actually going somewhere for a meal to go out on a date night.
True, we were getting to know each other.
Exactly, but that was every single day, literally, without a doubt.
You play that smart because you got to know me as a friend, so
exactly.
That was smart. That was a smart move on your part.
That's the answer, isn't it?
Anywho, right, next question. How do you deal with being an we can both answer it. It's not really a thing for us. It's not, luckily. I know it is for some people. It's not something we really have had to deal with anything. Yes, especially in the beginning stages, I remember we would get on a train and you would get looks from certain people, even now. But aside from that, in our circle, in our family, that wasn't even a conversation. So it's not really been an issue for us, really.
No, not at all.
Next question. How did her family receive you and how do you get on?
How did your family receive me? Short and simple, if I'm honest with you. I felt like as if I was part of the family. The first time I even met the family, from mom, dad, brothers,
Everybody.
Everyone, the whole shebang. Literally, it felt like one family already. Literally, yeah. So
yeah, he literally calls my dad's dad. My mum, who lives back home, or they both live back home. He calls her mum, and
yeah, but you got to say how I don't say I say my,
which is mum in Portuguese,
and I say pai,
which is dad in Portuguese.
Yes, that's how I.
He just wanted to show off his Portuguese. Okay, what is your favourite food that she makes? Right. I think you might have two here, but I'll let you answer.
Right. Favorite, I definitely have to say number one for me is the Portuguese dish is bacalhau,
aka saltfish.
And I will say she does make banging action saltfish though. That bangs differently. So, and I will say,
oh, you're gonna say dessert, aren't you?
Yes.
I knew it.
Yes.
Go on.
She makes, like, for me, I've got a really bad sweet tooth, and the pear crumble, because I'm used to everyone talking about apple crumble, and then one day she said, maybe we should try a pear. I said, okay, because remember, these times I don't really like pear. So she made pear crumble, and the first time I tasted that, I said,
Yeah.
This is the one.
I'm not gonna lie.
So yeah, those are my three things.
His three favourite things that he likes. Okay, next question. What are three things that you both like to do, so that you have in common that you like to do together?
Three things.
Yes.
What I would, one of them I'll definitely say we both love food. Yes or no? Are you agreeing?
Yes.
Food is
like
definitely
to go
one.
And eat.
Definitely I would say watching action movies.
For sure.
Definitely, we
love.
just. Yeah.
That was actually the first movie we watched together that day in the cinema. Was an action movie. It was Mission Impossible.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, possible, yeah.
Mission Impossible. Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible. And what's the third? Travel. I'm gonna go right ahead and say that.
Yeah.
If money was no object, I think we would do that, like,
standard,
as often as possible.
Literally travel the world.
Someone also asked, what was your favourite restaurant? So we might, as we're on the topic of eating.
Favourite restaurant?
Mine is, I'm not gonna lie, it's a Brazilian restaurant.
Yeah. You should be sponsored by them, to be fair.
Because the steaks are so nice, you literally eat as much as you want.
It is nice.
And it's like Brazilian and South American meat. Oh, it's nice.
I'm in agreement with that one, actually. I'll say that as well.
Cool.
Because we've actually been there quite a few times.
Okay, so this question right here, right? We get asked it all the time, which I personally don't mind. I almost feel bad for the person asking because I don't want them to feel uncomfortable. But the question is, when are the children coming? So, if you have followed me on YouTube, you'll see that I had an ectopic pregnancy 3 years ago. So, the answer to that is whenever God wants to bless us. And He will, pray for us, but whenever God wants to bless us, that's when the child or children will be coming.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Are you a stay-at-home wife? No. No. I've always worked since I can remember. So no. I think even if we were well off or very financially stable, don't get me wrong, I would love to travel, but I think I would still want to work, definitely, for sure, some capacity. So the answer is no, I am definitely not a stay-at-home wife. Right, next question. Do you ever argue, and how do you resolve conflict in your relationship? Yes. We do argue. We are human. I will say with time and the longer we've been together, it's become a lot better. We don't really argue that much. It's more a debate, and then we'll reach an end conclusion, and that's it.
Yes.
Before, definitely a few years ago, we used to argue more. How do we resolve conflict now? Okay, so how do we resolve conflict? Okay, for me personally, so we may be having a conversation, and that conversation can be going round and round, and he hates that. Me, I like to resolve it there and then, but he likes to go away, have some space, and then come back and revisit it. And I'm kind of easing myself into that, and I find that does actually help. So most of the time we'll take a little bit of time. He may go for a run, I may go and do what I have to do, and then we'll be like, right, let's have a conversation. And to be fair, we get it resolved quite quick by that point. Most of the time we agree on most things, but he is actually quite good now. I'm just gonna keep it real. He is actually quite good at listening and taking in what it is that might be upsetting me, and trying to compromise. That's something that I will say, especially as of recent, that you've become really good at. So I don't know if you want to elaborate.
I would just say the main thing that I would say for my point is having a mutual agreement. You know, having a mutual agreement is a very strong key on my side. You know, the reason why, because a lot of people think when you get into something, it's always about exchanging words, where, as you said earlier on, I think what we do, well, what I do, shall I say, is I like to maybe not always release there and then, because sometimes you might release there and then and you say the wrong things, which happens. But I'd rather, instead of doing that, I'd rather go out and take myself away from the situation, rethink, come back, and then we could solve it out then.
True. And yeah, it does actually work a lot better that way. So the other question, have you ever fallen asleep to avoid an argument?
Yes.
Yes. I have not. He has several times. Not as of recent that I can think of. No. But yeah, he would do that. He would literally just go to sleep, and I'll be like, hello, hi. So yeah, he has done that before. But again, I think the communication side of it is so much better now, but it does come with years of growth. So ooh, next question, who is more romantic?
Who's more romantic?
Yes, go ahead. Who's more romantic in the relationship?
I would say me.
Bruh.
Excuse me? Tell the truth, don't lie to the people.
She's more romantic.
I'm definitely...
I taught her though.
No comment. I'm definitely the more romantic. It's not even like, it's like this. You can't really compare it. Like, it's me. Okay. Do you make dance routines together or dance together?
We don't make dance routines.
No.
No.
We used to dance together all the time in the beginning of the relationship.
In the beginning.
And then we didn't anymore. Just, you know, you get comfortable and life happens. But I will say recently we are doing it a bit more, because that was actually one of the things that really
Got us
connected.
Yep.
But yeah, we do not do it as often as we used to, but yes, occasionally we do, apart from the choreo part. Next question is, do you have a pet name for each other?
Do we have a pet name for each other? Yes, we do. And the pet name is Baba.
Bub.
I say Bub or Baba. Bub,
One of them
Bub.
two. I don't know how this came about or where it came from.
Do you know what? That's a good one, you know.
I still don't even know.
How?
Basically, if I call him by his name, like, he knows I'm annoyed with him, and vice versa. So yeah, that's really what we call each other. We don't call each other.
You just have
He used to call me something else right in the beginning of the relationship. Do you remember what it was?
Is it in French?
Yes.
Yes, I know it is.
Go ahead.
Baba. That's what we say.
No, tell them.
Well, let's just keep it as Baba, because that's what they asked us. So therefore they asked us
I'm
a
gonna
question.
type it, guys. Don't worry. I'm gonna type it in the video.
Cool beans.
Okay. Next question. What did you both learn from each other?
Ladies
good one.
first.
I've actually learned to be a little bit calmer. I'm quite outspoken. If I have something to say, I would voice myself. But I've kind of found that, you know what, go have some time and then think about what you really want to say and think, is it even worth saying? Is it necessary? So I find definitely over the years, I'm a lot calmer, and I probably think people that know me and know me for a very long time can agree with that. Is he playing the violin?
That was cute. That was cute. What have I learned? So I would say just to be organized. I'm not going to lie up front to you guys, but I wasn't really the organized person, you know. So obviously when I met her, she was like really organized, and then now I've picked it up and I've literally ran away with it.
Yeah, he's very good now. So, very, very good.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, next question. What is your favorite thing about each other?
Favorite thing?
Yes.
Okay, this one I'll go first.
Okay. Aww.
Right. Favorite thing about you, I would say that she's very, very, very caring. And when I mean by caring, there's a list. It could be literally just making sure that if I'm okay, food wise, have you eaten? Or let's say simple thing as, for example, if I'm going out to rehearsals, okay, let me know when you get there, or let me know when you're leaving. So
they're gonna think I'm a bugaboo now.
No, not in that sense, because I will tell.
I think they know it.
But yeah,
I'm just joking.
In sense of just like very caring, and I would say loving as well. So caring, loving, same thing. Is there anything that the list will go on? But I don't wanna, you know. Oh,
thanks. You got a list, yeah? My favorite thing about him is that he is a good listener. I would say that's my favorite thing. And also it's something really small and silly, but to me it's not small. Just in general, when we're leaving home or wherever, he always holds the door open for me, which I know it's so small, but I really like that. I think that's such a nice thing to do. So yeah. Okay, last couple of questions, guys. Where would you like to travel that you haven't yet been to?
That's a good question.
Where
would we like to travel where we haven't been yet? We've
Cuba,
got Cuba,
Hawaii. Oh, there's so many places. Aruba, Curacao. I don't know if that's how you say the island's name. I'm gonna say it in Portuguese, Curaçao. There's so many places. Brazil.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know that. To be fair, I don't really speak on it, but I would like to go to Brazil because it makes sense.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, one place that is looking quite good these days is Ghana. hey. So I'll say, and yeah, what was your favourite holiday?
My favourite holiday, I would say, I've got two, you know.
Me too.
Jamaica and Mexico.
To be fair, that's the only two places we've kind of been for a long period of time. Outside of, we go to Portugal every single year because pretty much all of my family is there. But in terms of like resort holidays, yeah, Jamaica and Mexico, they're like, how amazing is this? Hello. Woo! Hi. Oh no, you want to play? They've both got amazing things. Jamaica was our last holiday, which was not this Christmas, last Christmas, and that was amazing. Okay.
Yeah. The food as well.
Woo! It was just, for me, it was the people.
You know,
say no more, man.
Something from Jamaica, man. I revive. Cool, here you go.
Woo! Done. Completed. Woo!
Done.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so, but yeah, like I said, if money was no object, we would be going everywhere. So, next question, which is almost the last one. It says, if money was no object, where in the world would you like to live?
That I don't know. Yeah, that I don't know.
I always used to say that I would love to live in America, and actually just before I met him I was getting myself ready to move to New York. Even though I've never been, I just felt like that's where I belonged. I belonged in New York. But
and then what happened?
Then I met you. And here we are. So, but I don't know, I feel like I'd like to live somewhere that is warm because I love tropical weather. Give me a palm tree and a nice clear sea that I can visit on the weekends, and I'll be happy. People are probably going to say something like Miami, but I don't know if I would feel comfortable now raising kids in the States. I don't know.
I don't know.
So yeah, we don't know, guys. We don't know. Okay, so last question. Do you have any relationship advice for a long-lasting relationship? Okay, we are not perfect and we are still learning every day and growing through things. But what I will say is stop watching people on social media and aspiring to that's your couple goals, because nobody is putting their issues on social media.
True.
And we all have them, okay, including us. So no one is putting that, so you don't really know what you're aspiring to have because you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So that's what I would say. Just focus on your relationship, make a commitment. When I got married, I took my vows very seriously, till death do us part. So make it, you know, make a decision if that's who and what you want, and the relationship, the marriage is what you want. Make sure that you fight for it. Be ready to forgive. Be ready to make compromises. Be ready to, you know, listen and communicate, because you will have to do all of that in a relationship.
Consistency is something that we always say to each other, is just being consistent in what you started, you know, because it's easy to get complacent, you know. So just be consistent and have a purpose why you do something towards each other, as treating each other, you know, have a purpose behind it. The key word here we're looking for really is love.
Do it with love.
Yeah, so just do it with love.
And love, although, and actually my friend said this the other day on his live, which I totally agree, love can be a feeling, but most of all it's a decision, because sometimes you may not like your other half that day, but you still love them, and you have to make a decision and a commitment every day to love that person. Don't get swayed with your feelings. And
it's full-time, you know, full-time job.
Is it a full-time job? He's a full-time job.
No, it's good, it's good.
It is good. It is definitely worth it. So yeah, guys, that's really all I'm gonna say. So guys, thank you so much for your questions, and for finally getting him to do this video. Can you believe he's done it? How do you feel? Was it hard?
Guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really a camera person, you know.
Have you seen his Instagram?
Yes, but that's different. I'm not really sitting down talking.
Yeah, he doesn't like to speak on
But
camera.
I enjoyed it, I must admit. Thank you for the questions. Thank you so much. What I will say is, I kind of feel like if you get a lot of views on this, then maybe, just maybe, I might jump on board to do part 2 of the Portuguese one. And,
it's Portuguese. Okay.
Yeah, Portuguese.
Not a question or assumptions one.
No, I'll do that as well, but that all depends on how you're.
What people say.
Yeah, what people say.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit surprised to hear him say that, because if you follow me on Instagram, you know it was so hard to get him to do this video, but we did it. So guys, if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment. We do reply, but on this occasion I'll be replying from both of us. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.